What was your name before?
My name should tell yourself.
Oh, I can't make it like your actual name.
No. Make it like Johnny Cade. Something like that.
It should be the end. It should be at the end. It's like your fake name. Just like move something. Okay.
Do you want to buy
It's gonna be the fake name. It's gonna make Cause at the end we should do it's like
Kerr.
good work, Mr. Goff. Or Mr. Goff, and it's
Oh,
like Call me Jack.
Call me Jack.
And that could be your old name. Formerly known as Jack Goff. Fuck, this is gonna be bad. Formerly known as Jack Goff. That's your old name is Jack Goff, and your real name is Tristan Terzoff.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it recording?
Yep.
Tonight on Dateline, we have an amazing interview with a man with a troubled past. What's that? She said I had to do like an intro to him, like show him who he is.
Yeah, we can do that at the end or whatever. Like, just get these lines.
Tonight we have an astonishing interview with a man with a Tonight we have an astonishing interview with a man that's had a troubled past and how he's coping today with after all that happened. Why am I going so intimate? People are gonna be like, that kid's a fucking faggot.
No, you're supposed to do that.
Tonight we have an amazing interview with someone with a troubled past, but how he's coping with life today. How are you doing, Mr. Goff? That's his old name.
Okay, just go line to line. You got that line done.
No problem. Let's get started. No problem. You mind if we get started? Let's start with the obvious question. Where were you born? Fucking laugh at that. What were your first memories as a child living up in North? What were your first memories? What were your first memories growing up in North Battleford? Perfect. What began? Was it only you and your mother living in the residence? Where was your father during all this? That was good, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Fuck, I'm good at this.
Got my epic goals.
Here we go. Do you think your father's played a role in your mother being around? Do you think your father's absence? Absence. Do you think your father's absence played a role in your mother being able to abuse you like this? Do you think your father's absence played a role in your mother being able to abuse you like this? So how was school for you? As a kid? How was school for a kid like you? That's the line. I think the real question everyone wants to know is, why didn't you tell anyone? I think the real question everyone's asking and wanting. I think the real question here is, why didn't you tell anyone about the abuse that was happening? I think the real question here,
But everyone wants to know.
I think the question here, okay, I'm staring right at your dick. That's the spot I was fucking looking at. You just put your dick right there. I think the real question everyone wants to know is, why didn't you tell anyone about... I think the real question here is... I think the real question here that everyone wants to know is, why didn't you tell anyone about the abuse that was happening? I made so many stupid face impressions right there. I think the real question that everyone wants to know is, why?
Come on.
I'm trying my hardest, Tristan.
Take your time.
You won't understand how hard this is. I think the real question here is, why didn't you tell anyone? I think the real question...
That's good.
Why did you talk right there? I didn't even finish.
That's good. That one last.
I feel like the question everyone wants to know is, why didn't you tell anyone about it? I think the question everyone wants to hear is. Why didn't you tell anyone? This is a tongue twister. Why didn't you tell anyone about the abuse? There's 4 A's in that sentence.
Why didn't you tell anyone about the abuse?
The real question here is, I think the real question that everyone wants to know is, why didn't you tell anyone about the abuse that was going on? Let's go. So when were you able to leave home and escape the abuse? Oh, just don't know. How do you live with your past? Do you just try to forget, or do you have certain coping mechanisms? Sound like Toby there. So everybody, you're gonna want to have coping mechanisms. Michael just in the background. Oh God, no! Shut the fuck up, Toby. Okay. Since everyone's asking, fuck. So what are you doing with your life now?
I'm a
What?
wife beater.
What made you decide to have children? I wanted to beat them like my mother did.
See, I'm a pedophile. It's pretty hard to get children off the
Shut the
street.
fuck. Wow. Just a crazy, emotional story. Thank you for coming on the show. I believe that's... I have to memorize this because I have to look at the camera for this one. I believe that's all we have for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being here, Tony. Thank you for being here, Goff.
Mr. Goff.
Yeah.
And I'll be like...
I believe that's all we have for tonight. I believe that's all we have for tonight, folks. Okay. I believe that's all we have for tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Say folks.
I believe that's all we have for tonight, folks. I should be like,
Nigger.
well, I believe that's all we have for tonight, folks. Well, I believe that's all we have for tonight, folks. Make sure to... Oh! Well, I believe that's all we have for tonight, folks. Thank you... Oh, fuck. Well, I believe that's all we have for tonight, folks. Thank you for all tuning in and being able to experience this truly amazing story. Thank you for being here, Mr. Goff. Tune in next week when we interview the amazing Donald Trump on his future for America. Lights turn on and Johnny is revealed. And then we're going to be in the same camera shot there. It's going to be like...
Okay.
It's going to be like... Flick the lights on real quick. Alright, that's all. Alright, thanks guys. Awesome work. It's a wrap. It's like... And you just come in right here and you're like, thanks for having me. No problem, Mr. Tearsoff.
Is that right now?
No, we're gonna do that after.
Okay.
Okay, now stop recording.